Hello and welcome to the stream. We're in a locker room, so later we'll be getting naked and playing around with towels.
That's not true.
But for right now, we aren't for about 5 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking like posing here, ready.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Stink, stunk, think, thunk, tank. It's time for Thunk Tank.
Hello! Welcome to Thunk Tank. I'm not Calvin. I'm Andreas, and I'm standing in the center today.
I am Calvin, and I'm so sorry.
And I'm Eric, and I'm going last anyway, because I respect the rules of order.
Rules are made to be broken. It's how we keep our audience on their toes.
That's the literal opposite of why rules are made.
No, rules are made to be broken, I'm pretty sure. Name one rule
made
that
so
isn't
that
meant to be
like
broken.
punishing people for doing things you don't like feels legitimate.
Thou shalt not kill.
Oh God, Crusades like 2 through 7 really feel shitty at that point, don't they? Fuck.
I'm saying that one maybe don't break that one.
Oh.
There's a few, that I think should be,
I mean, there's a few decent. I'm not saying there aren't good rules. I'm just saying they're made to be broken.
Okay.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be rules. Everyone would just do them inherently.
You guys are way back there.
Oh, I can move forward.
No,
Hello,
I'm gonna
welcome to this
over
wonderful
here now.
podcast. We're gonna
now you're off camera.
no, we're not worried about it. God damn, do we have to edit the episode now? Fuck.
I'm
Hey,
always
edit
there.
all the references to not being an audio-only podcast out of the audio version.
No,
Do we have different versions for audio and video?
sometimes
Fuck.
I do. Sometimes I have to because it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Oh, well, if you're listening to this, we're live again. And we're talking to you now because this is a normal podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna leave all that in there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to see the real deal podcast, you have to watch the live stream. Otherwise, it could be edited. Who knows?
It could be. There's things you're missing out on by not going to Robot Television and giving us
Twitch.
And giving us money
On Twitch. Go to Robot Television at Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Robot Television.
Yep,
Yeah.
There we go. That's how
Yeah.
URLs work.
Wow.
RobotTelevision.com might be some weird shit we definitely don't own.
I don't have anything to bring to the table, but I do have questions and complaints, and I'm going to complain first.
Okay.
You recommended a movie to me,
Uh-oh.
Calvin.
Uh-oh.
You recommended
Punishment time.
Tomorrow War
Uh-huh.
because, quote, it had the best time travel physics you've ever seen in a movie.
No, I didn't say that.
Other than the one in Texas, that indie film.
Fans who are listening to last episode, what did he say?
Primer
was the best.
Yes.
But you were recommended Tomorrow War to me, and I watched it.
Uh-huh.
And holy shit, the time travel physics were fine. But
Okay, good.
No, we weren't.
Piece of shit, garbage ass movie was that?
I liked
The
it.
only redeeming quality of that movie was the fact that it didn't come out in theaters, so I didn't have to listen to some guy unironically telling his daughter, "Look, I would totally do this for you. That's how much I love you." My 7-year-old daughter, who I brought to an incredibly violent film. So this is the worst movie ever. You've seen this, Eric?
Yeah. It was.
This is like dad
there was some
fantasy.
questionable. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Lots of questionable
What did
logic.
you guys
like,
not like about it? I mean, it
let's
was
send a bunch of civilians without training to the future with guns that aren't capable of stopping the aliens.
okay, but that's after they sent all of the other people.
Right, but that's still bullshit.
They were last in
Because-
line. Also, they couldn't send people who were still alive. So they had to send people that were going to die.
Hear me out. They obviously knew
Uh-huh.
that future wasn't connected to that past directly. Otherwise, that future would have changed the moment they came back in time. Right?
Not by the time travel rules of the movie,
What were the time travel rules of the movie? Was we can have a different future that's different and doesn't happen this way?
No, they were just they set up. So what they have is a specific link between 2 points in time. They have like an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
No. That's not the one
But
I'm
they are in
arguing
the
about.
same universe.
Are they in the same
So if you
universe?
change
or are
the
they
past, it
separate
changes the
universes?
future, or not.
Either.
It does not. If you change the past, it does not change the future because of the way that they've linked those two spaces up.
Okay,
So,
so
spoiler alert here, we're going to talk about the end of the movie.
because it's terrible.
It looks like
Because
it's about
the
dad.
premise is they changed the future by changing the past at the end of the movie.
Right.
they've changed their future. Yes.
Right. So here's
But
the
it's
thing.
a separate future from the future that came back in time.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is like, why did we sacrifice 80% of our population saving a future that's not even our future?
I believe
Yeah,
it's because
let
they
them-
lied to them.
Let them go back to
about
their
it.
own past.
Yeah, I think it's because they lied. And they
I mean,
asked
that's
for
I
help.
think it's because of they lied.
Right, because it
That's-
would work if you don't change anything back here and you move forward and you fix things, then it does work. But they still will have to send people back to get those people. It'll create a causal loop. Then they'd be fine.
Okay. So agreed. But like in what fucking possible universe does anyone go, "Oh yeah, obviously there's a problem in 30 years. What we'll do is we'll throw everyone at it now from the past into that future so that we're totally unprepared in the future we've just created." Because that's a paradoxical problem, is we've just depopulated the earth by like a tremendous amount, throwing people into a fucking future war so that they can't. It makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense because they only send people who are going to die before it goes on. So it
Yeah,
doesn't.
but think
Nobody
about
What
else.
if they're going to have children post being sent to the future, but
they're
now
not.
they don't send other children?
They
They're
don't
not.
send
But
those
do they actually check that?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
checking. They were checking when they
Like, they
die,
seem-
and maybe something about.
They seem
kids.
to need the main character's daughter's birth certificate for some reason, which if they had access to that kind of information, they wouldn't need.
That's
Oh.
true. Maybe they're just shitty. To be fair, the government is inefficient.
They might just be terrible.
So
That's a real possibility.
yeah,
Um,
I didn't have any
but-
problem with that.
My
Well,
big
that's
gripe is later in the movie, it's shown that some guns are entirely capable of stopping aliens.
Uh-huh.
But
yeah.
none of the civilians they sent back are armed with those guns. They armed them with shitty inferior guns. We have grenade launcher technology. Nobody had a grenade launcher.
I
Yeah.
would like to point out
Grenade launchers would for sure stop these aliens.
tanks.
So
That's
so-
all I'm saying is tanks.
I bet here's my I bet they didn't want to show that premise. So they could have written around that and fixed that what you're feeling like is a plot hole, but that would be really bad movie making.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
I think the fundamental concept of the movie is flawed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Like they either have to later develop a way of killing the aliens through the course of the movie,
they do that.
or not already have the technology for shooting aliens and killing them.
Yeah,
There's-
the alien,
The aliens,
The aliens are-
reproduce very fast.
right?
I understand that.
But
I get their fundamental problem is
They're
these
like the
aliens are
Zerg.
basically unstoppable.
Yeah.
But they give them guns that don't stop them when they have guns that do stop them. That's my
that's
big
legitimate.
hatred for this. It's like, why? Why not give the people you're sending to the future a weapon that could possibly be effective instead of, firing full auto for a full minute at an alien and just running at you? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's
Absolutely crazy.
That's crazy. I also am pretty upset because if I went back into the past and was like, look, there's a war coming. Here's what I need you to do. My plan would be like, look, I need you to make as many guns and people as possible in 30 years. Like,
Yeah, those future people had drones that effectively shot down the fucking aliens.
yeah.
We could have just started building those immediately.
Yeah.
Thousands of them.
yeah, pull a fucking Switzerland. Welcome. You're now in the army. Everyone's in the army. Congratulations.
Yeah. It was it was very blockbustery.
It was also a weird dad fantasy thing.
Yeah.
Weird
Like,
amounts of dad fantasy.
So
this could have been fixed. My problem could have been fixed by adding more aliens and they just die by the thousands. thousands of dead aliens. They just die with the fucking flick of a finger, and they just keep coming because there's so goddamn many of them. Fixed most of the flaws of the movie. But instead, they make the aliens invulnerable to normal bullets.
They had a vulnerable spot on their tummy.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You got to shoot him in the tummy.
Gotta shoot him in the tummy.
Throat, I think. Tummy and throat.
Or use high caliber ammo like the dad was doing at the end of the movie when he was shooting the alien queen.
Yep. That worked very well.
Sounds like
it worked super good.
Yep.
Yeah,
they could have done that.
I like the movie.
The movie would have been so much better if they were just murdering aliens throughout the whole thing. Right. And they just kept coming because they'd have been just as scary because there would have been hordes of them nonstop, endless hordes of aliens. No matter how many you kill, they keep coming. Same fear effect of no matter how many times you shoot them, they keep coming. But at least it's not, oh, your weapons aren't effective because you have stupid weapons. It's your weapons aren't effective because there are so many aliens, which would have emphasized the whole alien breeding underground scary shit, which would have been so much better, worlds better.
Also, on another note, hey, these aliens came from Russia. We know that. They knew that in the movie.
Carpet bomb Russia.
Like, holy shit. I'm just saying, if an aliens came down and were like, hey, everybody, Russia's gonna have a problem in 30 years where like shit just comes out of it. We'd be like, all right, fucking, we're building a wall around half of Russia. Fuck you, Russia. We've been looking for an excuse to screw you for like 50 years. And you just build you Great Wall of China that shit because it's totally doable. And you make a giant wall, and then one day in 30 years, an alien pops his head out of the snow, and you fucking nuke everything. You just
evacuate Russia and nuke it.
Right, exactly.
Every 5 years, just nuke Russia.
But the problem being that like what I felt like was just very like okay with me because like human beings are ineffective idiots.
Okay.
And so everything seemed like very reasonable to me as far as what people would do.
I feel like definitely not. I feel like we just would have made a shit ton of tanks, which would have been very effective.
Maybe that was phase one. They just didn't show it.
They were like we have tanks in real life. I don't see why they wouldn't have sent them through the portal. Maybe there's some explanation, like the aliens are too fast for the big guns on the tanks, and they just tear apart the armor with their hands. They did like ruin those Humvees.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
And there are a lot of aliens, and maybe the tanks would have made that first movie I said, where the aliens just keep coming, and that would stop some tanks. Like, if you wait long enough for them to like get a good foothold and be able to like reproduce in large quantities. Like if you hit them early enough, you can fight them, but once they start reproducing, they're unstoppable. That's a proper scary alien.
That's a reasonable and scary alien. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Oh, the biological weapon thing was so fucking upsetting.
Oh yeah, they tacked on that these aliens are some sort of biological weapon. That's
no, the fact that they had a biological weapon against these aliens.
The bioweapon.
That would have made perfect sense if they had any sort of dispersal system that wasn't directly injecting the aliens in melee combat range.
So hear me out, right? We just got
deadly alien.
I enjoyed the movie very much.
We just got
it wasn't unenjoyable. It was just annoyingly mispremised.
No. Let me pitch you on this. Because someone jumps back 30 years to now and is like, fuck, the future's fucked. We have this time travel. We need your help. My first move after they built the fucking time travel portal on our side would be like, hey, give us that technology. We're going 30 years back. Now we got 60 years. Let's fucking do this.
Nope, that's not possible.
Why?
Because the thing that allowed them to travel back to this point was a thing that was built and running currently in a lab.
Right.
Oh, right. They did not explain that properly, but that makes perfect sense.
Right. You have to do it.
Perfect sense.
The only way that makes sense.
Yep. No, I just kind of wasn't thinking about it. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So in that case, we should be able to build another tower and do shorter jumps back to that same place, right?
Are we
Like-
double dipping on the people we're kidnapping from the past?
Double dipping on.
Yeah, go back.
I don't think
5
that
years,
works. That doesn't. That
send
doesn't.
them all to the future. Go
See,
back 6 years. Send them all to the future. Go back 7 years.
they
Send them all to the
Didn't
future.
do any of that because that was outside of the realm of like it doesn't make sense in like a physics sense, and it makes sense like in everything that they explained the way they did it. I was very happy.
Yeah,
That's what that part of
The time travel's great.
the time travel was
Time
fine.
We're
travel,
all great.
aside from being a bit wishy-washy about doing things in the past affecting the future,
Yeah,
the time travel is great.
I think that was just people's misunderstanding. I don't think that was when they explained time travel, the main people involved seemed to be like, here's how time travel works. And everybody else is like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
think it's-
just confused as to whether the main character's daughter in the future is alive in the same universe or in a different universe she's dead because the aliens won, or what exactly
It's
happened.
got to
It's
be a
like
universe
unresolved.
splitting kind of thing.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
have to be. It can be an alters the future kind of thing, and there's only one true universe.
Oh, that's
It
possible.
could be that.
but they don't know. I think the answer is
But
they don't know.
It might be they don't know, and I feel like if they have time travel technology, they should know. But
Mm.
Yeah, something
Eh.
should have. They like first thing you do when you make time travel happen is you go back into the past and you hide a small like trinket somewhere in the woods, in a box or something.
And then you try to
No,
go
you
get
go
it.
back in time, you
And then you
shoot
try to go
Hitler,
get it and you
you
see if
come
it's there and you're
back.
like, oh fuck, I can affect the future.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you go back in time and you bet a lot of money on things.
I think
starting back to-
highly likely everything that physics tells us. Well, this is not our comedy podcast. This is us talking about stupid shit.
No,
This is
we're
we
not-
talk about this
There's-
stupid movie
I-
for an hour.
I would say though that like that it's very likely that everything is relative, and that continues on through. That relativity continues on through at each point. So it matters about the observer. Where are you looking at things from? So if you go back and you put the thing there, and then you come back into the future, and then you go and look for it, bam, you're in a different universe, and you've got the thing, right?
Mhm.
That makes sense. But if you send somebody back in time, and they're going to go put something in the woods, and then you go to the woods and look for it, I bet you're not going to find it.
So here's what I'm going to say, which has nothing to do with anything you just said.
Yeah.
I want to see the sequel to this movie where his daughter is like a total like stoner and it's like a stoner comedy because she didn't go to MIT because her dad wasn't like super detached and removed and PTSD'd up after he came back and like
Yeah.
everything was fine. So she's just like, I don't know, probably drops out of like, I'm going to say community college,
Community
not to
college.
throw shade at community college, but in the movie she went to MIT or some bullshit.
Yeah.
As every fucking person goes to MIT, Harvard, or Yale
Uh-huh.
in every movie. If you're smart, you went to MIT, Harvard, or Yale.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if there are better technical schools for the field you went into. You went to MIT if you're a smart person, apparently.
Yeah.
And it makes me angry.
It's just movie shortcut language.
It's movie shortcut
Yeah.
language. Yeah, it says smart person.
But it's
Uh,
also sort of like unpaid product placement for those universities.
Yeah, it adds to their mystique.
Yeah.
God, someone should write a fucking movie where like the super smart guys like, and they're like, oh yeah, what about you? And he's like, I don't know, I was a C student at like, I don't know, Johnson Community like something college. And they're like, what? And they're like, he's like, yeah, I don't know. Fucking I just went to a school. It fucking does. I'm smart. It's fine. Like, and that's your smart guy. Your smart guy's that guy. Fucking it's fine. College doesn't teach you that much.
I'm a college dropout, and I'm one of the best problem solvers I've ever met.
I mean, yeah. My point is just like it's annoying that that movies do that. Anyhow, does anyone have any ideas for our funny podcast about being funny, being angry about dad movies?
Let's switch our tone. Let's see. Funny idea. Oh, geez, this doesn't work at all.
Yeah, let me just.
Where's my
fill
damn
those-
list?
Oh man.
Yeah. Corn is a satanic pagan food of New World native peoples meant to subvert the wheat-based Eucharist. I don't think that's a funny idea.
No, but it does make a lot of sense.
Corn is the least Christian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like super pagan. And you think about all the like corn syrup that goes into making people gluttonous, and it's the
Yeah.
gluttony pagan god, the symbol, the pagan god of gluttony or something.
Is it?
It is the official position of the Catholic Church that cornmeal cannot be transubstantiated and cannot be used to make a Eucharist.
There you go. I
What
mean,
the fuck?
it doesn't get any more clear than you know.
Then the Catholic Church saying something?
Yeah.
I thought the Catholic Church was like
No, they
the crazy people of Christians.
no, they
I don't
when
know.
they talk, that's Mormons. When you talk to they have a direct line to God. Those Catholics, whatever the Pope
Yeah, they
says
have a-
is true.
Well, technically, only things he officially decrees via papal encyclical are true. Everything, like stuff he says in general conversation, is just as fallible as any other human.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, no, of course.
Of course.
I'm sorry. That goes without saying, really.
Really?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course, God wouldn't make him infallible all the time.
That would
Just
be ridiculous.
Some of the time.
Just sometimes send him infallible messages directly from God.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick, dude. Corn's no good. No. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my job. It's like quick emails like, hey, yeah, you can't put that there. That's not okay. Right.
That's what you do
Like-
for work?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, hey, that's if that works, I'm so sorry. No. Hey, that's not a valve. It doesn't open. You need to put something that opens there. It's like that most of my job.
Oh my
The
god.
rest of my job is putting the valve there and then almost getting electrocuted.
Why don't you just skip a step and just put the valve where they think it is? Don't
God,
give them the product they say they want. Give them the product they think they want.
yeah, I mean,
If they think it's a
was that
valve, just
simple,
put a
it'd be great.
valve. If they think it's a relay, just put a relay. If it's another thing, put that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't bother
Yeah.
emailing them about it. They don't need that.
Basically, what
They
I'm
don't need
saying
to
though
know
is
anything of what their product is made out of.
God's role with the Pope is basically that of a shitty engineer who didn't do all the documentation right. He's like, oh fuck, no, we have to make an edit. That's not right. Fuck. Ooh, can we
Security
just ignore it?
hotfix, guys. Don't eat corn Eucharists.
Don't do it.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so-
Thank you for
Yeah,
for fixing our podcast.
Fixing our
Eric.
podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I went to a store recently,
Okay.
like a convenience style store, and I bought something and I paid with my card, and I had to hand them my card because they didn't have one of the little keypad things outside of their glass shield. I handed it to them and they did it and they gave it, and they said, you want a receipt? And I went, yes, please. And they gave me a receipt. And I always ask for a receipt at any place that looks even remotely sketchy, just so I can, have a receipt. And this receipt had a signature. It had my
Was it your
signature.
signature?
On it. No, it was a fucking loop. It was a fucking loop. But
What?
it said my name printed under it. But there was just like a loop. Someone had either drawn with their finger or it was just automatically put there or something. I don't know.
Huh. That's
And-
probably super illegal.
It's got to be super illegal, right? That's why I'm bringing it. Here.
Unless it was automatically printed by the credit card company and they have your signature on file and you drew a fucking loop like 12 years
No,
ago.
I never drew a loop. The closest I ever got was a whale. I have drawn a whale.
Yeah.
before.
Because that one guy did the thing and we talked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your sister's done that too. And I've done cheeseburger McGee. It takes a long time to write out, but
No, my favorite times I've done a whale is when I'm like, someone's like, oh, sign, can you sign this? And they like turn the tablet around it. And I'm like, I'm going to draw a whale. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, you shouldn't say okay. Like, here's the smile. But yeah, that's got to be illegal, right?
no.
Like, them having a signature that isn't mine that says I agree to pay this that isn't mine and I didn't do it and I didn't consent to
Like-
it, really?
Them signing might be technically forgery if they're not authorized to sign your name, which I don't think they did. So that's possibly a crime. But like you did consent to paying the money, so them charging you isn't.
Yeah,
Against
it's
the
just
law. It's
weird
like-
that they're doing it in general.
Yeah, they should probably just put the thing outside the bulletproof glass. But apparently, some
it's just like a
vandalism
sneeze
happened.
guard. It's just one of those
Oh,
COVID sneeze
oh
guards.
no, that's not okay. If they're not trying to stop bullets, they can put a freaking credit card machine on the outside.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they ever had one there. Like it's
That's,
just get built into the cash register. I'm gonna
that's
go
not
again, and I'm gonna see if the
okay.
signature is the same.
Ooh.
Science.
Yeah, go to the sketchy convenience store a second time to see if you get credit card frauded. Good plan.
Yeah, see how hard I can get credit card frauded.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Credit card frauded right in the face. Ow. But like, who's in charge of that?
People.
Like, if I wanted to call and report them to the popo, what
you'd
specific
probably-
branch of police would I call?
You need to talk to a
IRS?
lawyer.
No, you call your credit card company and be like, "Hey, is this cool?" And then their insurance people go, "Yeah, no, that's not cool at all. We're gonna have to investigate that."
And then
And
they
some
look back
poor
and they're like,
convenience
"Sir,
store
are all these whales
Can't
yours?"
accept credit cards anymore. Are all these whales yours? Yeah,
Yeah, the whales
This
are
one's mine. This
Sir,
one's mine.
please.
No, that one I didn't do. I didn't do that
I've
one.
never seen that whale before in my life.
That whale, yes. That whale, no. That whale, yes. Oh man,
Well,
Calvin, did you bring an idea? Did you have a cool business idea, maybe, or
I
a
was
conceptual color?
well, I mean, I've brought us here because of all the sports ball that we all do.
Yeah, got to do
Yeah.
some sports ball.
And I thought maybe if I found a map with some kind of theme that I would come up with an idea, you know, and
Yeah,
that maybe
like
if I
sports ball.
start just talking, like something would come to me, and that by the
How's that
time I
going?
got to this, it's not great.
It's like you gave me an idea.
So
We need to start a sport called sports ball because there's already people who say they're fans.
Yes.
We've got built-in like pre-existing fans. Now if it's a real sport, they have to fucking pay attention to us, right?
I think legally, yes.
Legally, they can't not like sports ball if they've already said multiple times they're a big fan of sports ball.
I've
Wait,
said that.
All right. I say, all right, we got to make it cool to watch.
Uh-huh.
So I'd say one, we should definitely involve ball shooting cannons.
Look,
Yes,
Yes,
You turn around,
absolutely.
the ball is launched via cannon.
Look, there should be a ball cannon, absolutely. But what I think really needs to happen is there needs to be a track around the arena. Okay?
Mhm.
And that's for the motorcyclers.
Yes.
Okay?
They're the ones who maybe launch the balls.
Yeah, and
from
you
their
can
motorcycle mounted cannons.
yeah,
Sidecar, mounted. Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
to there's this complex maneuver of, and maybe there's like 3 balls in there at once, I think. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. So I would say one ball on each team. So you have a red team and a blue team,
Okay.
maybe.
Maybe
Right,
there's
and then
then
attack with
I-
your team's color ball and defend against the enemy team's color ball.
And then there's
going
like
into your giant hole.
And then there should be like, I don't know, some sort of gold colored ball. Maybe
Like
that
a
you
snitch.
like yeah,
Stop
like a
ripping
snitch.
off Harry Potter.
No, I'm thinking that ball's worth extra points. So what you want to do is you want to get to the top of the mountain or the hill in the middle of the field. The field is like a soccer pitch with two goals, one on either side. But in the middle is like a really steep kind of hill, mountain, like tiny little triangle or something.
Maybe
on the
with
top
a
of it's
defensive
gold ball.
trench on the top. Yeah.
Gold
Right.
ball, and you want to get that, and you want to get it to your motorcyclist on the outfield.
So
out
he
of the
can
field.
launch it into your goal for extra points.
He can launch it maybe back into play and get it into their goal. I think you have to get it into their goal, right? Otherwise, it's too easy.
You say that, but defending the enemy, we haven't figured out what sort of defensive equipment we're using. Maybe they're projectile weapons, spears. You throw spears to maneuver the ball.
Oh, you can't touch the ball with your hands. You have to throw your stick at it?
Yeah.
Fucking
Like you
what?
get up close, you can hit it like manually, or you can throw the spear to block an enemy gold ball shot at their goal.
I assume you can't hit the other players with your spear?
Well, you assume that, but that's not necessarily the case. People like violent sports.
They do.
I'd assume they wouldn't be sharp spears because that would puncture the balls.
I'm thinking like tennis balls on the end of them.
Mm.
Yeah, or some sort of like a cup thing for like really controlling the launch of balls when you get to them.
What if it has like a little suction cup so you can kind of stick it on there and run with it?
Maybe.
So I feel like there's a thing that needs to be added to sports in general, and that is the role of some sort of traitor. I would like to beforehand, like secretly, at random, 2 players are selected each on each team to get a bonus if the other team wins.
Oh, what the fuck?
They're secretly on the other team for one round, for one game.
No team spirit anymore.
Well, maybe. How cool would it be to be like, always suspecting everybody around you on your team is actually the bad guy? Did they screw up?
We need an elimination mechanic. How do we eliminate
hockey
our
fight
team
elimination?
members we suspect? Hockey fight
fights.
eliminations?
So like you know how
Okay.
when you fight in hockey, like if you throw off your gloves, you get in the fucking penalty box?
I don't know about that, but that sounds reasonable.
So hockey's fucking awesome in that, right? In that these guys with their fucking pads and their helmets and
Hockey
shit,
is weird.
they have helmets on and they have padded gloves, right?
Okay.
So when they're beefing, they fucking throw their helmets off and slip their gloves off because their gloves are so loosely tied that you can just slip them off, right? Because you want to punch them with your bare knuckles and break your hand instead of using the nice cushy gloves.
Because it's the rules to use the gloves.
It's against the rules to fight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but the penalty for fighting is a timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
The penalty for punching another player who's not consenting to being punched is probably going to jail or something.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, so anyhow, what we basically have is instead of that is you can beat up your own teammates if you want. And if you do, you both go to the penalty box.
Okay. We'd have to have a lot of players on each team for this to be a working mechanic.
I think you have 12 people on the field out of a team of 20.
What if what if you have like a tiny paintball gun sidearm? And
maybe some players get those.
And any point you can pull it out and pop one of your teammates and they're out.
I think you punch them in the face.
I like both of these ideas, and I think we should have both of them.
Both of them.
Like the team captain should get a paintball gun for eliminating disobedient players.
Yeah.
But every player can just start a fight to force another player into timeout with them.
Yeah.
Especially if
there has to be a lot of rules. Like a lot of rules.
We've got motorcyclists, paintball guns, spears, balls, trenches, goals. We've got a lot of rules.
A lot of rules for sports ball.
I think the ball can't be passed to a teammate if it is not attached to a spear and thrown. Right?
I think you could pass it by like knocking it with the spear to another teammate.
No, I don't like that. That's field hockey. I think you suction cup it onto your spear and you chuck it.
No, like field hockey, your things are designed to like catch and throw the ball. Spears, you're like pool, you're hitting these things with your spears and they can go anywhere. And that's way harder.
Okay. All right.
I think passing shouldn't be where we put the rules. I think the rules we should have are what you can do once you've thrown your spear and are now unarmed. Can you go and take an enemy player's spear?
Yeah, I think you can wrestle for it, but you can't fight the enemy. You can't
fight them, but you can
you can only beat up your own teammates.
There should be not as many spears as there are players on the field.
Ooh,
agreed. Agreed. There should be I don't know how many spears. You think 8?
How many players are there?
24 players on the field, 40 players in total.
I think
But that includes your motorcycle.
that does include the motors. At least 1 or 2
There's
motorcyclists.
2. There's
per
one in
team.
the sidecar shooting the cannon and one driving around,
Okay.
racing with the other guy for position.
Right, because each lap is a point.
Each lap is a point is a great fucking rule. What the hell? Oh. But I think getting past has to have some sort of like, oh, whose ever motorcycle is in the lead. No, if
Gets the
one
point
motor,
for the lap.
what? No. I think they should just be forced to keep up with each other. But I think getting past means like maybe there's only one team's ball on the field at a time. And if you pass the team whose ball is on the field, your team's ball gets swapped
You
out.
can't launch your team's ball unless you're in the lead.
Yes.
Oh, there we
Yes.
go. Oh my God. This sport sponsored by BMW. BMW, we do motorcycles.
That
God,
would
that'd
be.
be cool.
I would
All right.
watch sports ball. I'm a fan of sports ball already.
Everybody is.
Yeah, who doesn't like sports ball? What's more
No.
American than sports ball? It's got
Nothing.
motorcycles, guns, treachery,
Yeah.
capitalistic, cold
Maybe we
capitalistic,
need more
unfeeling
guns.
tyrants. More guns?
More guns. I feel
Oh,
like
oh,
we need, there
You
aren't
could
enough
shoot the
guns.
ball and shoot the ball with the paintball gun.
Oh, right. There
What
we go.
What if you get what if we make it like you're running around, you got the sticks, you got the ball, you're running through, but you also, if you're not holding the ball, you can shoot people with your if the person holding the ball currently gets hit with a paintball, they are they're frozen.
They're frozen.
Right?
Oh,
They can't move, they cannot pass the ball.
I don't love Frozen because it's too like easy.
Okay.
This is a hardcore sport,
Okay.
right? So like Frozen is kind of hard. We need refs to like be like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, he hit you before you threw it" and shit like that. And I'd prefer like I don't know what I'd prefer.
Hitting the player currently handling the ball with a paintball is a point for your team.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
It's just a point.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
just a painful thing to do to the guy who's holding the ball, and it gets you a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
love
someone-
that. I love
So-
that.
Oh God, you know what's gonna happen is there's gonna be weird strategies like we pass the ball badly to another guy, and then everyone shoots him a whole bunch.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
it can only count if you're hitting the enemy ball
Oh
handler.
yeah, absolutely. But like you do a bad pass and the enemy
on
intercepts it, and you
purpose
just all
to
shoot
get
at once,
him
and that was
to,
your
and you
plan.
set up a plan where everybody's ready to shoot the guy. Yeah, this is a high octane sport.
You can only shoot him if the suction cup on his spear is holding the ball, though.
I
Right?
don't know that
He's got to
this-
be holding it, not just like hitting it.
I'm not totally sold
yeah,
on the
I mean-
suction ball thing,
I
but
know it's
if it
hard to-
works, that's fine. But if it doesn't, I think some sort of other weapon holding the maybe like a little like trigger to clasp it, like a little like a
like a grabby arm.
Claws?
yes.
Oh man. I mean, we could do like a lacrosse style thing, but that seems lame. Seems super lame. And I'm envisioning like dodgeball style balls, kind of
Yeah, like sort of squishy.
semi squishy, semi hard, like
Yeah.
Look.
soccer ball size.
It's fine. The game only is played at night. And,
okay under big lights.
And no,
No,
not
headlamps.
small lighting, and then everything is lit by L wire, like the
Ooh,
ball.
so it
The
looks future.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's so hard to make a spectator sport like that, though.
why
Oh my
no?
God.
You do. Everybody's got the like light up things. And
Yeah, all
like
the
one team
spears
is
light
one
up.
color, one team's the other color, and then when the traitor gets ousted, they turn a different color.
Maybe. All right. It's really cool and visually awesome, but I do feel like it's harder to spectate
Why?
because you can't see people's faces. You can't see like intricate
You
motions.
can't see
and
people's
stuff.
faces
We do-
behind the helmets anyway.
We do lights on
They're
the
wearing
faces.
helmets now. Oh hell
They're
no!
going to get paintballs in the face, and the number of injuries are going to be enormous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
They at least have to have goggles.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
You
All
can't
right.
see their faces anyway. So why not cover their faces with cool, like badass L-wire faces
That's right.
with like giant
Okay.
angry eyebrows and grrr mouths and stuff?
They're gonna trip all the time on the big mountain in the middle.
No.
I mean, they're
That's gonna be lit
experienced
up.
Players, it's a standardized mountain.
Yeah.
The rules for
Animated-
constructing this mountain are very specific and mathematical, so they'll
Very
always be the same.
With animated
Right.
lights that go up the sides.
Ooh, yeah.
What? Okay,
Or
actually,
rings that does like vroom, vroom, vroom,
Yes.
vroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds cool. All
Dum,
right,
dum,
yeah,
dum.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Let's get some backers. There's already millions of fans.
millions of fans. Just go to Facebook and look at the
Look at all the people who play sports ball.
sports ball. Yeah.
Yeah, we got millions of fans. We just need to build a mountain, buy some motorcycles, and convince like 60 people to play this.
Yeah. What we need is like to be able to pitch this to some idiot at a sports network.
Oh, they'd love it. Or a reality TV show, honestly.
Yeah. We just need a
Are you
budget.
are you guys familiar with the televised sport of cornhole?
No, but I'm familiar with the sport of
Jesus
cornhole, which I
Please
didn't realize
no.
anyone would televise.
No. No one would.
It was on ESPN2 the other day.
No.
They were sponsored by Bush's Beans. Everybody was wearing shirts that said Bush's Beans.
What the fuck? Bush's Beans sponsored a fucking like NPR podcast I watched recently. Listened to. Who watches a podcast? Come on, people.
Weirdos.
But yeah, Bush's Beans is making
Yeah.
moves. I don't know.
Yeah, weird ass sponsorship moves, that's for sure.
Speaking of I've listened to, frickin' turns out a lot of people are quitting their jobs because like, COVID shit.
That
People
seems
don't want to
reasonable.
people
Mhm,
don't want to
mhm.
work for minimum wage doing shitty jobs that no one cares about.
A
Yes.
lot of people with better jobs died of the global pandemic, and now there's
That
our
might be true.
openings.
There's also like, shit's hard and basically 40-hour work weeks are antiquated and no one likes them.
Yeah,
Um,
life is short. You could die of a pandemic at any time. Why work for a dude who's going to give you
Right.
nothing?
So my question for you guys is how do I profit off of all of these like millennials and whatever the generation after that is who don't really want to work and like don't have much money but like are trying to kind of find their way and stuff. How do I profit off of them? Do I open a commune? What do I do here?
Mm.
It's like Uber, but for temp workers.
Oh my god. Oh, that sounds worse somehow than like normal jobs.
I think it's just time for all the basic. I mean, scammers at this point have got to be having a heyday. I think there's like, if you multi-level marketing schemes are probably doing great.
Oh, yeah.
Cults are probably doing wonderful.
Cults where you get to live for free. I bet some people are
Yeah.
joining cults just for free rent.
Just for free rent, you don't even have to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, I wonder, can I make a cult and call it free rent?
you can.
Maybe that's I think that's a pitchable.
Yeah,
That's pitchable, right?
yeah. Just get some land,
Get some land.
and then
Oh,
You
Eric.
don't need land. Just convince people that it's their religious right to not have to pay rent.
Oh, fuck.
wow.
So I'd like to point out, in what is a too big to fail kind of move. Yeah, if we all just refuse,
Yeah,
like
what are they going to do?
everyone, no, like they'll have to. If
Yeah.
everyone refuses to work until certain demands are met, we can achieve almost anything. The problem is most people won't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just pointing out.
Most
we
people are
can-
cowards. Time
Also,
for a
yeah.
general strike. Do it now. Or in
Yeah,
August,
unionize.
whenever those idiots are saying the orange man is going to be back in charge.
Propaganda
hear it?
won't let that happen.
You say
Probably.
that.
No, it's cultural. It's cultural. It's totally cultural. There's definitely a strong like pro work culture
Is
that
it?
exists in America. Oh
mean,
yeah,
that's-
absolutely. It's not part. It's not part of most of the demographic you I think see normally, Calvin. But I
don't
see it
see
all
anybody.
the time.
I don't see anybody.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
stay in my
that's why I
house.
can say it pretty much with impunity. But I see it all the time, and it's like people are bragging to me about working like 12-hour days and shit, and I'm like, that's not bragging. That's just shitty.
Bragging about how much they're being exploited by their employer. Good for you.
Like,
You worked an 80-hour week and are going to do it again next week because
That's
you're
weird.
too dumb to quit.
not necessarily
Yeah.
too dumb to quit. It's a cultural thing. It's
Yeah.
a cultural thing. They very much feel proud of and compare how much they work.
I usually, I
Right,
try
you
not to.
compare the opposite.
I try not to brag about how little I work because I don't want to like offend.
Make people jealous.
Yeah, like
A lot of people just think less of you.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
Isn't
Yeah,
that fucking weird? It's like, no, screw you. I don't need to work. Work is for chumps who are getting exploited by capitalists.
Yeah, I'm doing this thing where I fly under the radar mostly. I don't want anybody to notice me. I don't want anybody to
Yeah.
see what I'm. You know, I just
Yeah.
do my own thing, and then you know, that's been working out really well.
Yeah, I've been in constant contact with ground control the entire flight, and it's not great. They have very little interesting to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So radar does not help that much. Turns
Yeah.
out
Yeah, you should quit your job.
everyone should.
Everyone should simultaneously quit their jobs.
But I
Yep, we
I
should.
don't have a job.
August
Oh.
3rd, quit your job.
August 3rd, quit your job.
It's the Thunk Tank date. Join us.
Actually, is August 3rd the 1-year anniversary of Thunk Tank?
No, we've already had our 1 year,
Oh.
haven't we?
God damn
I
it.
think so. I could
I was
check.
waiting for an episode number, but I have no idea how many episodes we've had.
I can look.
We've had a lot of episodes, guys. We've had a lot of fun here.
We have.
But
we
you
have.
should remember, don't quit your job unless you're cool. If you're lame, you should probably keep working and like feeding your family and shit.
Don't quit your job.
Or convince a lot of other people to quit their jobs. That's
Yeah,
also an option.
that's
If you,
also
for every
funny.
5 people you can convince to quit their jobs, you don't need to quit your job.
Right.
If you don't
like
want
a, it's
You
like
can
a
work another
carbon.
day.
It's like a carbon offset for jobs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You can keep driving your cars as long as you light 4 others on fire. Yeah, yeah.
Or one gas station.
Yeah. Slash someone's tires and you get to drive as much as you want.
Drive carbon emissions free for an entire day.
Wow.
Carbon offsets by offsetting other people's carbon.
Forcibly.
The average human uses way too much carbon. Just
Yeah, if
do
you just
away with
kill
them
someone,
by
did you know
sending
you
them to
offset
a
it?
war in the future. For the first part of that movie, that's what I was sure was going on.
Oh,
They were gonna
yeah,
end
yeah.
Up in the future, and it was going to be, no, you're all just dead because we don't need you in society.
Wow.
Oh, it would have been funny if they were just using them for meat because they were all
Yeah.
starving.
Like proper green.
Yeah, like
whatever.
proper Soylent Green type
Yeah,
stuff.
there you go.
Like the Hitchhiker's Guide where they send all the like telephone
The
cleaners
telephone, yeah.
and everybody in
Telephone
the spaceship.
sanitizers and hairdressers, send them off on a spaceship
Yeah.
and
Get rid of them.
have a new, more productive society.
I would like to also point out, can I pitch you on a better strategy for we have a time machine 30 years apart to fight aliens?
Okay.
Yeah.
Send all the fucking people back 30 years, make more kids, and get ready for it.
Have an
You now
extra
have
30
more
years of
people.
kids from the future, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Like, fuck that. Abandon ship.
Yeah, wait.
Run 30
Why
years
not
in
just
the past.
abandon the future? If changing the past makes you in a different universe, just abandon the future.
Everybody travel back in time.
Everybody travels
Right.
back in time and be in a different universe.
Except that then the aliens attack in that universe.
Well,
Right.
you gotta.
But you've got a
nuke
time
Russia, too.
machine. You got a time machine. Send them back 30 years again.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
just keep going.
Just abandon the universe every time the aliens attack.
Okay, so there's an awesome sci-fi plot.
Right. We're getting steadily more and more overpopulated.
Right, from the
God.
future. Because
Oh,
of the
fuck,
this is my third-
refugees.
because of
this
the
is my
apocalypse.
It's people like it's 3 generations of people living together, and they're all the same person.
Oh Lord,
There's so many interesting ways to deal with
There's
that.
That's a
so
sitcom
much
right
cool
there.
shit.
That's super
that's
cool.
a great background for a sitcom where weird shit just happens.
Oh my god, that is. There's 6-year-old Tommy, there's 36-year-old Tommy, and there's 66-year-old Tommy, and all 3 of them is a curmudgeonly fuck.
Also, Rick and Morty fan theory.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Morty's young Rick?
No, Beth
Oh.
is young Rick. Morty is young Beth.
What?
No,
I don't know. That's
not a fan theory. That's just
I'm
that's
a
just
fan.
word.
That's a theory.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
here
makes
first.
that works.
Damn it.
That works.
Can't argue with that logic.
There's 3 generations of the same person living in a house, going on wacky adventures.
So, on that
Yeah, what did you guys learn
nonsense,
today?
Yeah, is there any learning going on?
I hope so. I learned that dumb time travel movies can be successful and good if you get Chris Pratt to be the heroic male lead.
God, it's such a bad movie, though.
No, it's not. It's good.
It's a terrible concept, but it's well executed.
It wasn't the
The
that
cinematography was
just
fine. The
awful.
acting was fine.
Oh,
The
it
special
wasn't.
effects were fine. Like
You
I would have designed
Garbage
the
in,
aliens differently.
garbage out. You
you
put a garbage script in, you get a garbage movie out.
you are objectively wrong about this movie.
Look, if you build a nice house and it sinks into a swamp, you still built a nice house.
No, you built a nice house. Do you have a nice house? No.
Look, I'm of the
No,
you have a
opinion
shitty
that
movie.
it did not.
Uh,
The house did not sink into a swamp.
the
You're
house
right. It
sank
made
into the
I
swamp.
tremendous
enjoyed
amounts
it.
of money.
I
Would've been
enjoyed it
better.
very much. It had
Like,
action and science fiction and aliens in it, and I loved it. And it was fun to watch.
And I'm outraged. This has
Sure,
been
okay.
Tongue Tanked.
Like, to be fair, also another. I'm gonna bitch about this movie again. Those aliens shot spikes that wouldn't go through drywall, but they don't give armor to the people they're sending back.
Oh yeah, right? Fuck. What? What the
No,
fuck?
you know what? You changed
know
my
what?
mind. You changed my mind about the whole movie. It was shit. I'm sorry. I'm so
the
sorry.
movie was
No,
fine.
no.
The premise
No,
was
it's not.
garbage.
It's
No,
not
no.
the drywall thing. That's put me off.
Let
And with that, I'm putting our outro out. Here goes.
Let me pitch. It should have been like Warhammer 40K, like suits of armor, and it
Like
would have been
mech
fine.
suits? No.
Yeah, the big, no, just big
Like,
fucking armor.
They don't need armor. They need
But
like
what are we-
heavy
what are we-
denim.
What are we calling this episode? Fuck.
Who knows?
What's the name of the movie? Why It Sucks.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Why
The
It
word-
Sucks.
Why Edge of Tomorrow sucks.
It's called the Tomorrow War.
The
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
War.
War.
Edge
Why
of
the
Tomorrow was good.
War
Fuck.
sucks. Yeah.
Fuck.
ha!
Fuck.
I don't
Edge of
actually
Tomorrow
I
was
think
good.
this should be
Tomorrow
about
War.
sports ball.